Hey, everybody. This is Nathan, CEO and co-founder of Project Breakthrough. Thanks for joining us again for another talk. This one's going to be very brief because we're just going to very lightly touch upon different degrees in medicine. Not everybody wants to be a doctor, and that is absolutely fine. If you had a bunch of doctors running around, we would never get anything done. We need a lot of different team members to get stuff done, and people specialize and become experts and are pros in different things. And that's important. That's what makes the team work, is that we have different team members who are all respected professionals with different roles in the team. And so there are pros and cons to the different medical professions, whether you want to be a doctor or a physician assistant or a nurse practitioner or a DMP or a podiatrist or a chiropractor, or you name it. So we're going to look at an article we have up called Decoding the Degrees on the website. Now, Project Breakthrough, P as in Paul, B as in boy, THRU.com, mainly features physicians and physician students. However, we have tons and tons of pre-meds who are still trying to figure out, and you may be one of them, what they want to do in the future. And we are the perfect place to go to figure that out. You can ask people what their path was like and what their life is like now, and see if that resonates with you. See if that's actually something you want to do. The path to becoming a physician is grueling. It is a long, hard, arduous process that begins way back in pre-med and doesn't end until, well, it doesn't even end the last day of your residency. There's still continuing education after that. That being said, it's doable, but forewarned is forearmed. So let's look at a bunch of the different degrees. And if you have any questions after this, feel free to head to our website and post anywhere. Somebody will answer them. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, let's see. Nope. Yep. All right, let's look here. So decoding the degrees. And we're just gonna very briefly talk about this. And you can go to our website and read this article on your own time. So there's a lot of alphabet soup, and it gets worse. It gets so much worse. When you become a doctor and all the different fellowships that are out there and the credentials that are out there, I think somebody would make a whole lot of money if they just made a dictionary of credentials and charge for access. I think I would pay for that. So if you're a little confused about what a PA is versus a DO versus an MD, and if MD and DO is the same thing, are they both doctors? Is it what does MP, what does DNP mean? We'll go through some of it, only some of it. This lecture would be very long for me to go through all of it. So first of all, DO versus MD. They're both physicians. They both make the same money. They both go into the same specialties. They both have essentially the same training, but DOs get additional training in osteopathic manipulative medicine, and they get many hours of training. If you like working with your hands and you like musculoskeletal problems and you're interested in fields of medicine like orthopedics, PM&R, sports medicine, think about DO, because that hands-on training is handy. But you know, they're both physicians. We work together in the hospitals. You don't care if the person is an MD, DO. It's a colleague. There's a lot of this on the internet about which is better. Ignore that. That is unhealthy, unprofessional chatter. Traditionally, you know, you can get into a DO school a little bit of a lower GPA, but you know, admissions are very holistic, and a little bit of a lower GPA is still a really high GPA. It's not the C+ school for doctors. And there are plenty of people with 4.0s that go to MD schools or DO schools. So again, MD and DO, both physicians. One stands for Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, while the other stands for Doctor of Medicine. The downsides probably of being a DO is you're going to spend a lot of time explaining what you are, and you might get confused with an eye doctor, which is an OD. You can read this all on your own. let's move on. Nurse practitioners. So these are nurses with additionally specialized and advanced training. These are your best friends in the hospitals. They make fantastic money. Although if you're a nurse practitioner, you're probably thinking, I'm not making enough money for what I'm doing, and you would be right. But if you're looking at something where you don't, you like medicine, but all the training, thousands and thousands of hours becoming a physician, you just want to move on with life and get started on your career, but you want to do something a little more advanced than entry level, this is a great option, a fantastic option. It's a wonderful healthcare profession. It really is. You'll interpret and order labs. You'll develop treatment plans. You work hand in hand with DOs and MDs. You'll lead teams. Good profession. Physician's assistant or physician assistant. So they are advanced practitioners. This is another advanced practitioner degree. They're versatile and trusted, heavily involved in diagnoses. Some of my greatest mentors were PAs. And don't make that mistake. It isn't physician's assistant. They're not like the assistant to the physician. They're a physician assistant, a PA. So one thing to mention is because it is an advanced degree, it's very competitive to get into PA school. PTs, physical therapists. Don't confuse these with PAs, even though I confused them probably many, many times when I was first starting out. They should not be confused though. PTs are their own brand of specialists. They're pros at helping patients recover from illness or injury. You'll find them in all sorts of areas, from sports to geriatrics. The income could very much vary with training and location and region and so on and so on. You probably worked with one if you were in high school sports. PT is a great choice for a career if you're passionate about helping people recover. DPM, Doctor of Podiatric Medicine. So these are foot doctors. Now, me naively, when I was starting out, I was like, I don't want to be a foot doctor. It is a great job. These are full physicians. But they specialize in the care of feet and foot-related problems. And they go through similar schooling that the rest of the doctors do. And they go through their own residencies too. And you can make really good money going through school. So it is a sweet gig. If you're looking at something which you might be able to get out of even a little faster than becoming a physician, this may be an option. Although with residencies, it can be about the same time. That about wraps it up. My advice to you is start talking to people. We just scratched the surface of degrees here. And I was pro with all of them. There are definitely cons to each of them. And there's a lot of debate about things like scope of practice, things like education. These are good debates. But at the end of the day, these are colleagues that you're going to be working with. And so you really should understand what every person does, no matter how you fall on the scope of practice debates and the education debates. You should really understand the education everybody has and the reasons people have for going into those professions. More reason to start talking to people about it. So again, if you have a chance, come to our website, start talking to our pre-meds, our med students, our residents, our attendings, see what their feelings are on these different professions, and just talk to more people. And if you see a degree you don't recognize, post it in our activity feed or Google it, of course, but post in our activity feed and see if people can tell you about it and see if they know somebody. That's all part of this mentorship process. But, okay, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. It was really nice talking to all of you. Hopefully this helped, and have a great day. Bye.